Have you ever looked at all the lights, the holly, the decorations, and thought, how did all this happen? Because none of it happened by accident. Christmas, like a lot of design, is something that humanity has been culturally collaborating on for centuries. So some of your family traditions may be more global than you realize. As this channel is about art, design, and creativity, today, let's unwrap the art of Christmas. If you feel like getting the family together around a fire, maybe caroling, that's inspired by your Viking Aunt Freya and their winter solstice rituals. Long before Christmas was a story, it was a feeling of getting through the darkest part of the year together. Exchanging gifts comes from your Aunt Julia and the Spanish Feast of the Epiphany, which marks the moment the three wise men finally arrived, which was not on Christmas Day. I think we can agree that unless your family visiting on the day the baby is born would not be very wise. They arrived later, after the 12 days of Christmas, but I don't think they actually brought 3 French hens, maybe a partridge. While we're on those 3 wise men, some scholars think they were Tibetan Buddhist monks whose traditions include traveling by the stars to bestow gifts on the reincarnated souls of the Buddha. If you have holly or ivy wreaths on your front door, they symbolized eternal life in medieval France. So Uncle Pierre is behind that one. But what's interesting is that so many Christmas traditions are about thresholds, doors, windows, fireplaces. It's almost like we're redesigning the energy of the home for winter, which is a very feng shui thing to do. Now, putting lights outside the house comes from your Uncle Paddy from Ireland as a way of keeping Mary Joseph and weary travelers awake. How bad was that? But the Christmas tree with ornaments and lights, that's from Uncle Klaus and 16th century Germans who used real candles on their trees for 3 centuries, burned down a lot of houses. Now, electric lights comes from your American Uncle Thomas Edison. And of course, in the dead of winter, lights make a place feel safer, warmer, more generous. That's why it shows up in almost every culture's version of Christmas. While mistletoe comes from the Druids, but Uncle Oliver and the British made it theirs in the 18th century. About the same time they started Christmas crackers. Although I couldn't find a date when etiquette required the jokes to come with a groan. If you hang stockings by the fireplace, that one comes from old St. Nicholas himself, a bishop from modern-day Turkey, who slipped gold into the stockings left out to dry, so gifts could arrive without anyone knowing who they were from. Which is interesting, because really, to be in the spirit of Christmas means the gifts are meant to be given anonymously. Now, if you just love all the lights and decorating, but you're not fussed about any of the religious stuff, that started with your Aunt Yuki in Japan in their post-war cultural upheaval. Then finally, the poinsettia, the flower of the night, was from your Mexican Aunt Maria. And that's taken from a Mayan legend of a beggar whose only gift, a weed, turned into something beautiful. One of my favorites. So here's to a global Christmas season. And when we celebrate Christmas, we're not just following tradition. We're participating in a global cultural artwork that's still being made. If you enjoy exploring art and design, but not as decoration, as something that shapes how we live, that's what this channel's about. Please subscribe. And then let me know, did I miss any good ones? Let me know in the comments, and Merry Christmas.